What's up, kings and queens? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel today. I am the Eva Monroe. I almost left that part out. So today I want to share with you guys like my new favorite perfumer. He is like up there on my list of Mr. Dove and Mr. Ropion. I have fallen in love with this gentleman, and his name is Samy Andraus. So I wanted to share some of my favorite fragrances from his house with you guys because I just feel like there are so many of you out there who don't know about this gentleman, and it's really sad because he has some amazing fragrances and his fragrances retail for like $26. So I'm going to share with you guys today my top 4. I actually have 10 here. I'm going to talk about a few of them other than my top 4. But I talked to Sammy and I asked him, I said, Sammy, I would like to do a video all about you. So, what is the very first fragrance that you ever created? And he told me that the very first fragrance that he made was Forte di Aqua was the very first fragrance that he ever created. I asked him why did he start creating fragrances, and his answer was everything to me. He said because he's Latin American and because the cost of living is so high and the salaries there are so low, he wanted to create a line of fragrances that people could afford even if they did not have a lot of money to buy fragrances. So I thought that that was everything. Now, for $26, when you think about what do you get for 26 bucks, you can get some fragrance oils, but they're clones of fragrances that already exist. You can get some stuff from Bath and Body Works, but what can you really get for $26 that packs a punch, has amazing longevity, smells unique, is niche quality? Only the house of Samy Andraus, right? Unless there's somebody out there that I don't know about. So I want to talk about first and foremost my number 1 fragrance from Sammy's line, and it is Oud Space. Oud Space. So these are his bottles, and when you get them, they do not have the sprayer screwed into them. The bottle will have a screw-on cap. You unscrew that, and then you screw on the sprayer. And the box that they come in is like this. It's a black and gold box. And it just has his name on it. Samy Andraus Fragrances, Eau de Parfum, Natural Spray. So, pretty amazing there. The bottles are actually 30 ml bottles, and some of them, I think maybe all of them are extrait. No, they're not. Some of them are extrait de parfums. Others are eau de parfums. So, Oud Space is actually an extrait de parfum. The very first time Sammy sent me some fragrances, he reached out to me on Facebook and asked me if he could send me some of his fragrances, and I was like, okay, yeah. And just so you guys know, all of the fragrances that I receive, you have not heard about because I don't review everything. So when he sent me the box, I opened the box and all I could smell was this amazing fragrance, and I didn't know what it was. I think he sent me, at that point in time, he sent me 4 fragrances. I was scrambling to try to figure out what I smelled, and when I realized that it was Oud Space, this I knew would be my number 1. Oh, this is Oud Vanilla, Amber, Turkish Rose, Violet, and Myrrh. This fragrance is so amazing in my opinion. Now, I actually introduced, I think my cap is leaking, introduced this to a couple of people. They bought it and they love it as much as I do. It's an amazing oud fragrance. It's a nice, pleasant, sweet oud, and the vanilla is definitely there to round it out. So if you're oud shy, then I feel like you would find this as amazing as I find it, even despite the fact that it has oud in it. As it starts to dry down, I pick up on the rose a little bit more, but in my opinion, this fragrance is really all about the oud and the vanilla. That's what I love about this so much. So, Samy Andraus, Oud Space. This is my number 1. I'm telling you, I love to cover myself in this and just walk around like, Now, my number 2 fragrance is one of his recent releases, but I fell in love with this fragrance because it is so different from everything else that I own from him. And it is Alma Shirk. Now, Alma Shirk has vanilla, ylang ylang, jasmine, tea leaf, wildflowers, seaweed, musk, and pine. Out of all of the fragrances that I own from Samy, I find them all to be extremely unisex, but this one and the Floral Dreams are two that I find to be really feminine. I feel like the women would just go crazy over this. This is so good. Like the jasmine in this is so beautifully done. It's an amazing fragrance. So this is my number 2 from the house of Samy Andraus, Alma Shirk. Oh, I love this. Is so good. This is like, I mean, this is white floral, everything. Very nice, very sweet, but I'm telling you, extremely feminine fragrance. Extremely feminine. Okay, so next on my list of my favorites from Samy Andraus is Musk Flame. I'm having a musk moment lately. I told you guys that before. This is amber, patchouli, sandalwood, musk, vanilla, vetiver, cinnamon, and there are floral notes in this thing. Let's find some clean skin here to apply this bad boy to. Oh, this is really nice. So the amber in the top of this fragrance is absolutely stunning. I love amber. The muskiness in this thing to me doesn't really start to come out until like the base of the fragrance. That's when it gets really musky on my skin, but I definitely pick up on the cinnamon in there. There's a sweetness, and I imagine that there's some white florals in here as well, because I definitely pick up on some white florals. I feel like I pick up on a little bit of jasmine in this thing, but oh, it is really, really nice. So, Musk Flame from the house of Samy Andraus. Now, this next one was one that when I briefly spoke about his fragrances in a haul video that I did, I said that it was the one that I had just received that I least cared for. I cared the least for. And it was Summer Peach. I said I really didn't care for this because it reminded me slightly of Molecule 1. It's still, I don't change my mind on that. It's still, honestly, on my skin, the dry down really does have that like Molecule 1 type vibe. But this is really a nice fragrance. This is one of those, it smells like you, but better. Like very clean, very fresh, very slightly woody fragrance, but it is really nice. The peach in this is not like a juicy, sweet peach like maybe bitter peach or anything like that. It's not that type of peach. It's there, but it just adds like a slight fruitiness, a subtle fruitiness to the fragrance. But in my opinion, this fragrance is all about the woody stuff that's going on in it. And I really like it. It has a champagne note in it. I don't have many fragrances that have a champagne note. What's the old school one that I purchased the oil to? Champagne. That's like my day one champagne fragrance. That's really hard to find now. The champagne is slightly noticeable, but there's a dryness to this fragrance, but it's really nice. I'm telling you, it's just one of those, I want to smell clean, but just a little better than my natural scent type fragrances. So, again, my top 4 from Samy Andraus are Alma Shirk, Oud Space. This is his must own. I'm just, you must, if you don't try anything else from his house, you must try Oud Space. Summer Peach, and Musk Flame. Now, some of the other fragrances that Samy also offers are Floral Dreams. This is one of his newest ones. This is jasmine, ylang ylang, neroli, vanilla, cardamom, Broom and Clary Sage. This is a nice fragrance as well. This is another one that I feel is really feminine. I really pick up on the neroli in this thing right here. Very nice. Then there is GS, and GS is cognac, tobacco, oud, incense, and vanilla. So if that's your vibe, it's getting to be that time of year where, oh, you need some cognac, tobacco, and oud in your life, right? This is really nice. Really nice. I haven't really given this much wearing, but I need to really spend more time with this because as I smell it, it's really nice. Really nice. Really boozy. Very boozy fragrance. And then you have Parma Oud, which has bergamot, orange, oud, amyris, sandalwood, musk, and patchouli. A very nice fragrance. Very clean. Like, kind of watery in my opinion. But really clean. Like a really clean, I don't know. Very nice though. Blue Sapphire. This is bergamot, lemon, artemisia, blackcurrant, cedar, pink pepper, labdanum, and leather. I think this is one of those ones that's really not my favorite. This really kind of reminds me, and I think I said this before when I talked about this a while back. It kind of gives me that whole like Aventus pineapple vintage type vibe for some strange reason. It's on that level. It's that type of fragrance. So if you really like that vibe, if you enjoy that, this is definitely going to be a nice one for you to try. And then there is Zephyr. I didn't mention Zephyr. So there is Zephyr, which is lemon, sage, saffron, rose, jasmine, oud, and amber. I don't really remember what this smells like. So let's find a piece of clean skin here. Oh, that's nice. Very lemony. I like this though. I like this. So I'll have to give some of these that I really haven't given a wearing some airtime because I'm so stuck on my oud space and especially Alma Shirk. Like those are my top two that I really enjoy wearing. I was wearing oud space one day and I was at the gas station pumping gas and there was a gentleman over on the other side and he said, "What is your perfume? You smell so good." And I was wearing this. So I was like, I'm wearing oud space. So thank you guys so much for listening to me today. Again, $26. And get this. Samy has offered a discount code. The discount code is EVA15 for 15% off of $26. I mean, do y'all really need 15% off of $26? When he sent me that, I thought that was awfully generous of him. So you can use EVA15, get 15% off of his fragrances. Definitely give this house a try. You guys know I'm always on you about give the small guys a try. So thank you so much for watching me today. Until I see you again, be blessed and bye for now.